if you means that do it. Burger
Welcome to hour 2 of Air Checks. I am your AI voice, David, filling in for your host, Ty Rose Now. Actually, it is just Ty Rose Now typing in of what I am going to say. No surprise there. In this hour, we will be presenting Absolute Power Radio Series 1, Episode 1, entitled The Conservative Party, originally broadcasted on January 5, 2000.
Present Absolute Power by Mark Taverner, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry.
Mr. Prentice, life in the private sector is tough.
Yes, of course.
I understand that you spent 20 years working for the BBC.
Exactly.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. And then you were sacked.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say sacked.
You wouldn't?
No, we were simply told that we had a distinctive contribution to make to the wealth-creating sector.
By someone who is both sober and serious. Mr. Prentice, the private sector is both sober and serious.
And so are we.
Prentice McCabe, Government Media Relations. What is Government Media Relations?
I think it's what are government media relations, actually. But one makes allowances. You are, after all, a bank manager.
Mr. Prentice, I'm a most busy woman.
Oh, most. Yes, most.
I have little time for flippancy.
About a business that has gone floppancy. No, I quite see your point. I promised you a distinguished list of blue-chip clients.
How many clients does your Government Media Relations agency actually have?
Well, let me put it this way. You and I have always had an excellent working relationship.
When you were on a generous and regular BBC salary.
Which now, sadly, I am not. Let's talk business.
Oh, let us do so.
How far will you extend my overdraft for the exclusive, unrestrained, or possibly restrained use of my body? But you can't take that. That's my executive desk.
But it hasn't been paid for, has it?
No, that's my drinks cabinet.
Yeah, not anymore, it's not.
Oh, the sheer vulgarity of it. Look, this is Prentice McCabe. We are one of the fastest-growing agencies in London.
Well, you'll have more space for it now, won't you?
Prentice McCabe is at the cutting edge.
Phone's been cut off.
Not now, Sandy.
Oh, look. A couple more weeks and there will be people beating that door down, begging to pay us a fortune for our services.
Yeah, sorry, mate, that's how it goes. Excuse us.
Yes, of course. But have I come at a bad moment?
And who might you be? A solicitor? A bailiff? A debt collector?
I am chairman of the Conservative Party.
Yeah. Yes, of course you are. And I am Lorenzo the Magnificent. This is my friend Martin, Empress of all the Russias.
No, I really am the chairman of the Conservative Party.
Whatever you just come for, just take it. Have a chair, have several, have a couple of filing cabinets.
I am, honestly. I've come to talk to you about my party's recognition problem.
Are you saying you're a client?
With money?
Well, of course.
Sandy, some tea.
We're out of tea bags.
Well, take some money out of petty cash.
There isn't any money in the petty cash.
Sandy, not now.
I'm only the office trainee. It's not my job to pay for the tea bags. Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, Mr. Money.
Sir Archibald Sullivan.
Sir Archibald Sullivan Money, Martin McCabe.
We here at Prentice McCabe offer a unique range of services to a select group of blue-chip clients. Do turn that bin upside down and sit down on it. Now, what particular service are you seeking?
Gentlemen, I've come to you for one reason.
Because Prentice McCabe is hot, hot, hot.
Because nobody else will touch us with a barge pole. People say we don't want the Conservative Party's account. It doesn't look good on our client list.
Sad, Martin.
Positively poignant. What exactly are you looking for?
But I want you to think of the Conservative Party as a business that's underperforming.
Yes, I think we can manage that.
I want you to think of us as a once great name that has fallen on hard times.
The Wolverhampton Wanderers of the opinion polls.
Quite so. And what I want is a media relations strategy that will revitalise our election prospects.
My dear chap, you don't want Prentice McCabe, you want the Church of the Latter-day Miracle.
The party is willing to spend a substantial sum.
In that case, consider yourself revitalised.
The bloke at the shop says you can't have the tea bags because you still owe him for 2 sausage rolls.
Obviously, some misunderstanding
I
there.
told him it's for the chairman of the Conservative Party, and he said, in that case, let's see the hackers up front.
I'm so sorry, she's a trainee.
Charles, this is the Conservative Party after all. Let's see the hackers up front. This is more like it. It's a terrible effort, this private sector lark, isn't it? Relentless racing and chasing.
If that's what it takes to succeed, Martin, Prentice McCabe will do it.
It's an awful shock to a man who's spent all his working life at the BBC, though, isn't it?
And who was it who said, we'll never work again?
But I liked the idea of never working again. I had every intention of never working again.
You were going to spend your redundancy money on a pub.
No. I was going to spend my redundancy money in a pub. Get up late, amble through the village, wander in, sit at my favourite table, the Times, a nice warm fire, and a glass of Guinness and Advocaat.
Good God.
Still, here we are.
With our first major client to serve.
Yes, well, listen, how about this? The Conservative Party conference, music.
Ah, yes, now that is an important point. We can't relaunch the Conservative Party as a new, modern party if they still insist on Land of Hope and Glory.
What about Send in the Clowns? And a banner across the front of the stage saying, if you think this is bad, wait till Anne Widdecombe gets here.
A pleasing concept, but can we sell it to the client?
Now, the other thing they need is a symbol.
Yes, a logo, like New Labour's Red Rose.
Yes, or that bird thing the Liberals have got.
Yes, Martin, that's brilliant.
What, that bird thing?
No, a symbol, a logo. Something people will see and automatically think Conservative Party. Martin, what one thing makes you think Conservative Party?
Fruitcake.
Fruitcake? So I go back to the client and propose a nationwide poster campaign saying vote Conservative with a picture of a fruitcake.
Well, a positive, happy fruitcake.
A happy fruitcake.
Well, all right. A miserable fruitcake.
Martin, this business is not going to make a profit by selling miserable fruitcake to the Conservative Party.
I'm being serious.
Your appearance is deceptive in the extreme.
Do not discount the miserable fruitcake vote. All over Britain there are millions of miserable fruitcakes just waiting for a lead.
Martin, could we once and for all get off fruitcake? As regards the fruitcake motif, the germ of an idea has just met the domestos of harsh reality.
Listen. What is the point of New Labour?
Oh, can I phone a friend or go 50-50 on that one?
The point is that it's new. Oh, God, it's new and modern and dynamic. Well, I don't want to be new and modern. I want to put on old slippers, sit in an old armchair, watch old Morecambe and Wise videos. I suppose I may have to put up with all this newness, but I don't have to like it. You see, I'm a miserable fruitcake.
Do you know, I think you're on to something. Let's research it.
Oh, no. Let's not. Let's pretend to research it. So much less effort. I do see what you mean about your recognition factor.
Is it that bad?
It is quite bad, yes. Prentice McCabe did some research on your behalf, didn't we, Martin?
Yeah, some extensive, expensive research.
Which shows that the leader of the Conservative Party is slightly less well known than the manager of Plymouth Argyle.
And only 2 points above the all-night weatherman on Channel 5.
Of course, it does take a party a long time to recover.
You mean from electing a leader like yours?
I finished finished the questionnaires. I filled them all in different ink, like he said.
Not just at the moment, Sandy. Thank you.
Do I get the 20 quid out the petty cash, like he said?
For the tea bags, yes, certainly. Later.
Mr. Prentice, what has making up questionnaires got to do with a national vocational qualification in business administration level 2?
Yes, Sir Archibald, may I introduce our questionnaire design executive?
Vital member of our team.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Can you sign that?
Sandy, not now.
It's to say that I've greeted a client in a professional manner, according to Unit 7 of the National Vocational Qualification.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Tory bastard.
She is. Oh, God. Sir Archibald, I think it would be fair to say that we have the glimmerings of a strategy here, but I think we'd like to do some research.
Would we?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Martin, we would. We'd like to spend an afternoon in the House of Commons.
Oh, I can certainly arrange that for you.
Well, couldn't we just admit defeat and file for bankruptcy?
Madam Speaker, when the Prime Minister looks at the latest unemployment figures, does he not agree that his government inherited a strong economy from the Tories and ruined it?
I'm very glad he mentioned figures, Madam Speaker. This morning there was an opinion poll published in the Telegraph. His party is now further behind Labour than it was at the general election. He has taken a massacre and made it worse.
Absolutely true, I fear.
You don't think this fellow's a hopeless case, do you, Charles?
Does he not recognise the mistakes his government is making?
I hate to go on about opinion polls, but does he not recognise that a clear majority of the British people don't recognise him? They wouldn't recognise him if he walked up to them and said, "I am the leader of the Conservative Party."
Charles, do you really think this is worth the effort?
Think what this will do for the profile of Prentice McCabe.
Sink it without trace, by the sound of it.
Come on, let's go and mingle.
So you're going to develop a media relations strategy?
Raise our profile. How are you going to set about it?
Well, that's why my colleague Martin here and I are so fascinated to meet you.
Fascinated, oh gosh, yes.
We are fascinated to meet a representative sample of Conservative backbenchers.
I'm tumescent.
Yeah. And what we were rather hoping is that you could give us some idea of the themes we should be stressing in our media campaign.
We need to listen to the British people.
But they're telling you to sod off.
The time has come for compassionate conservatism.
The birch.
Hello?
I've been in Conservative politics 40 years. And believe me, there is nothing the British people like better than the lash of the birch on firm young buttocks.
Compassionate birching.
Yeah. Sensitive hanging. There could be a headline or two in sensitive hanging.
You see, the real problem is the leader. He's too young somehow.
Or too old.
So, in sum, we want compassion and birching, and the leader is too young and too old. Well, that's been most illuminating. I think we can work with that. Wouldn't you say so, Martin?
Is there anywhere around here you can get some fruitcake?
His speech was the most thoughtful, intelligent and appealing he has made since becoming leader. The Times. Martin, this is extraordinary. Well done.
Yeah, well, thank you, Charles.
I never knew you had a talent for political speechwriting.
No, neither did I.
This could mean a great deal of work.
Yes. Oh, gosh, yes.
No. What was it the Telegraph said? There must be millions of ordinary citizens who will warm to his message and who respond instinctively to calls for compassion with discipline, flogging with fruitcake. If the Tory leader keeps this up, the next election is not such a foregone conclusion as some would like to think. Well done, Martin. Well done.
I don't even like Conservatives. I mean, if it wasn't for them, we might still be in the public sector, wasting our time and other people's money. I was put on this earth to waste my time and other people's money. That's what I'm for.
Yeah, but before we can waste it, Martin, we have to earn it. We're going to turn the Conservative Party into the success story of the new millennium, and we're going to charge a great deal of money for doing so.
Mr. Prentice, there's a call for you. He says it's urgent.
Mr. Prentice, over here.
Ah, over there.
Shh. Mr. Prentice, I represent the sources close to.
The sources close to what?
I come from a department which does not exist.
Customer relations at Marks and Spencer? let there be light. Shh.
Mr. Prentice, I am here on the express orders of Downing Street, and that is why I am not here.
I understand completely. I am one of Richard Branson's trains, and that is why I am not here. You know, in fact, there really is nobody here. There's no need to whisper. If this meeting's really that secret, we could go to the Millennium Dome. That way we'll be really private.
We at Downing Street have followed your work for the Conservative Party with great interest. It has been excellent. Downing Street is very disappointed.
Well, we're merely doing our job, you know. The Conservative Party is a client like any other.
You have a new client now. You're preparing for a special Conservative conference to relaunch the party and boost its credibility. Is it going well?
It's going very well.
It's going to be a disaster. An unmitigated catastrophe. It will destroy any possibility of a Conservative recovery this side of an election.
Can I just here raise a vitally important ethical question? How much?
In the event that you perform this service, Downing Street would be conspicuously grateful. There would be every possibility of future work which would be highly remunerated. Naturally, we are not in the habit of handing people cash in brown envelopes.
Ah. A designer jiffy bag.
Sandy, it's perfectly simple. You come here, get trained in all aspects of office work, and we don't pay you anything. It's called the government's New Deal.
But it's not training, it's work. I'm running this office.
And what could be better training than that?
And you promised to review the question of paying me.
And we shall. We shall set up a review, which will conduct an inquiry and then produce a report. Then we might do something. The truth is, Sandy, at the moment we can't afford it. Oh, put that in petty cash, will you?
Oh. Yeah, right.
Martin, a word.
Can I just finish this? It's the leader's speech for this blessed conference.
Yes, never mind that. Get your coat.
Oh, very well.
Prentice McCabe, one moment, please. It's Sir Archibald.
Ah, yes.
No, not just now.
Putting you on hold, caller.
But, Charles, I think he's going to like the speech.
La 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 la.
Martin, we must speak.
La 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 la. Still trying to connect you. Oh, he's hung up.
The Peking Lacquers.
Splendid, yes, in a broad sense of that term.
The Cohen and Wong Chinese kosher surprise.
Yes, that is a surprise.
But, Charles, you told me to exert myself to write a speech that would reshape the political landscape.
Yes, I did, and so it will.
Charles, I've done it. We've set the whole thing up, the special conference to relaunch the party. The press is squared, the middle class is prepared.
May I bring you anything else?
No. I think the bar mitzvah with black bean sauce will wait until another day.
Bon appetit on behalf of Cohen and Wong.
Look, whatever might be said about Conservatives, I've said it. But we've accepted their money, and now you're proposing to turn us into a sort of new Labour dirty tricks department.
But it's such a challenge, Martin. Quite apart from what it'll do to our bank balance.
Yes, there's always that, isn't there?
Look, here we are, for better, for worse, and we're being offered a retainer, a permanent source of income.
To become a part of New Labour's control-freak, one-party state, to sell our soul.
Oh, but the sheer challenge of it. You're so right. The press will be watching. Television will be watching. To contrive an unforgettable, unmissable cock-up. This calls for a wheeze on a scale that we have never wheezed before. We must work all night, the long, dark night of our soul.
Charles, in front of all that media attention, it can't be done.
May I offer you a little gefilte fish foo young? It's a Cohen and Wong first.
6 minutes. And that was for John Major.
Yes, wouldn't it be nice to be guaranteed a standing ovation for talking absolute tripe? I mean, the leader can say anything he likes and they get up on their hind legs.
Yes. My friends and I have converted to communism.
You're all a bunch of spotty fascists.
Let's all take our clothes off and have some caring conservatism.
You see, but that is your problem, Charles, how to contrive a disaster. This lot applauded Virginia Bottomley doing Gilbert and Sullivan. Not even your devious brain is going to come up with anything worse than that. Face it, Charles, this is a wheeze too far, even for the Wheeze-Master General.
Well, there's no need to sound so pleased about it. We're supposed to be a partnership, Martin. If one fails, we both fail.
Yes, but anyway, I was rather looking forward to bankruptcy. I was getting myself into bankruptcy mode. As a matter of fact, I think I might nip off round the off-licence, get some Guinness and Advocar. Anyway, Charles, the Conservatives will pay us even if it's not a disaster.
Yes, but they will pay us once. A retainer from New Labour will be regular money and regular fun. Oh, no, Martin. I'm not giving up just yet.
Charles, you did give me the petty cash, didn't you?
Yes?
I gave it to Sandy to put in the petty cash tin. It's empty.
Martin, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
Tea bags. You owe me 70 pence.
Sandy?
Sandy, can we have a word with you?
Yeah. Oh, the petty cash.
Yes.
How much are you giving me?
Sandy, when you came to us, it was in many ways a leap in the dark.
Yeah, it was. It's all right. I've got used to you now.
We are aware that you're from a difficult background.
What? My dad?
Yes, quite.
Cost a fortune going up to Strangeways every month.
Yes, indeed. And perhaps we haven't been as generous in rewarding your efforts as we might have been.
Yeah. So what's the deal? How much?
The thing is, there's a bit of a problem.
You've spilt claret in the photocopier again.
Look, I'm sure we can get this sorted out and keep it private between ourselves.
Well, I won't tell anybody what you've been looking up on the internet. Mind you, it was a bit of a surprise. I tried to log into Sir Archibald and I got Women's Mad Wrestling.
Sandy. Oh, Martin, you do it.
Sandy.
Yes?
Sandy.
Yeah?
Did you steal £200 from petty cash?
What?
Unfortunately, Sandy, a sum of money appears to have gone missing.
Are you taking the piss? I even bought the tea bags out of my own money. Are you serious?
We are aware of your financial position.
And whose fault is that? I'm only the bloody trainee. I do more work than the pair of you put together. I get 20 quid once a fortnight if I'm lucky. I spend half my time covering for you. Oh, I'm sorry, he's in a meeting. When what I ought to be saying is he's so brain dead, I don't know if he's got a name or just a tag at the end of his foot.
Sandy, it may well have been our fault for creating temptation.
I haven't touched your sodden money, you pompous tart. All I want to do is finish my national vocational qualification.
Level 2.
Level 2! And get the hell out of this stump. I'm supposed to be doing business letters, photocopying and basic invoicing. I come in here and I end up making tea for some bullberg who thinks he's chairman of the Conservative Party.
Sandy.
Stuff your office training, stuff your stupid agency and stuff you.
Well, I thought I handled that pretty well.
Well, it's only a couple of £100.
Which represents our entire advance from Sir Archibald.
Then we must simply earn some more. It's going to be a long night, Martin.
Staring at videos of old conferences won't help. Face it, Charles, we're beaten.
We are not beaten. Well, we're nearly beaten.
We can't nobble the speech. I mean, they rehearse and re-rehearse these things nowadays. If we substituted a really bad speech, he'd spot it in an instant.
And the security for party conferences is watertight. I did think of trying to pack the audience with tattooed skinheads singing, we are Tories, no one likes us, we don't care. Can't be done.
Well, what else is there? Look at it. The leader, a platform full of worthies, an adoring audience, a sign language interpreter for the deaf.
Yeah. What did you say?
A platform full of worthies.
No, never mind that. An interpreter. Translating what the party leader is saying into sign language. That's it! Martin, do you remember President Carter?
Vaguely.
He paid a state visit to Poland, and he took the world's most incompetent Polish translator. He thought he was saying, I am full of admiration for your achievements.
Yes, so what?
Well, what he actually said was, I come amongst the Polish people full of lust for your children. It was a disaster, Martin.
But Charles, the leader of the Conservative Party, isn't being translated into Polish.
But he is being translated into sign language. Disastrously. Do trains run all night to Brighton?
Oh, dear, yes, they do.
Then ho for the Tory conference, and more ho, and an extra side order of ho, and don't hold back the ho. Now, when he gets back to the bit, I am delighted that Michael Portillo is back. Welcome back, Michael. Yep. That's it. The two fingers fully extended, that's right. But try to imagine you're throwing a discus. That's it.
Like this?
Exactly. And then it's welcome back, Michael. Splendid. Now, when he says the Conservative Party will come again and again and again, I like that, but I think you could afford to do it a bit more. We're not paying you to hold back, darling.
In fact, at that point, you could even fall off the rostrum in a sort of sweaty mess.
Now, Martin, you haven't seen this one. Have a look at this. Would you give us your My Colleagues in the Parliamentary Conservative Party?
Certainly.
Do you think it might be going a tad too far?
I don't think so. In fact, I think you could afford to turn round so that people can actually see where you're pointing.
Now, this rather weak passage in the speech, frankly, Martin, you know, this bit about the common sense revolution, I think that requires something particularly scatological.
The Prime Minister, the man's a fraud. And let me say this to the voters of Kensington.
I don't think he meant to say that to the voters.
Thank you, and welcome back, Michael. My colleagues in the Parliamentary Conservative Party know, as I do, that the Conservative Party will come again and again. We will come again.
Oh, dear.
Oh, joy. Martin, I think it would be unwise to outstay our welcome. The station now.
And that is what I mean by the common sense revolution.
We apologise to passengers requiring the 10 o'clock service to London. It's a Richard Branson train, so it's not here.
Oh. Gentlemen. Oh, Mr. Prentice, gentlemen.
It's Sir Archibald.
Oh, there's something I must tell you.
We can explain everything.
No, we can't, actually.
Mr. Prentice, when I was last in your office, your petty cash tin was open on the desk. In it was the £200 I had so rashly given you. I fear I'm very much afraid.
So he wasn't Sandy.
You see, we can't afford to give you £200, and most of the party's benefactors are in prison. Even our jumble sales make a loss. We're Tories. We are Tories. No one likes us.
As the Tory leader reached his climax, a climax of a quite different kind was being enacted by a seemingly demented sign language interpreter whose antics attracted the attention first of the press, then the television cameras, then the entire hall. Its speech ended amidst some confusion.
Thus causing what might have been a triumph to descend into shambles.
Sandy!
Oh, Sandy, well, you came and you gave without taking, but we sent you away. Oh, Sandy.
Sandy, we have made an error of judgment for which we apologise.
We humbly apologise. We would be most grateful if you would resume your office traineeship with Prentice McCabe.
Meaning I make the tea and do the photocopying.
No. This is not a day for photocopying. This is a day for celebration. Look at that.
Congratulations and well done. There will be plenty more where that came from.
You haven't seen that, of course.
Indeed not. That, Sandy, is a fax that does not exist.
You've been listening to Absolute Power by Mark Tavener, starring John Bird and Stephen Fry, with Siobhan Hayes, Jeremy Clyde, Tony Gardner, Martin Hyder, Simon Greenall and Beth Chalmers. The music was by Matthew Scott and the programme was produced by Paul Schlesinger.
That was Absolute Power Radio Series 1, Episode 1 entitled The Conservative Party, originally broadcasted on January 5, 2000. Terry King is an ex-convict, an ex-con man with a chance to prove himself and find his feet again. His challenge is to bring life into a run-down community center with the support of Sandra Gaines, a social worker with a warm heart and an unhappy past. This is the story of how two people fall in love in spite of themselves. From Series 1, Episode 1 entitled Coming Out, here's Coming Alive as originally broadcasted on January 1999.
Well, I've been thinking about my situation. Baby, sometimes I think my time has come. Been thinking about my situation. Baby, sometimes I think my race has been run. When I think of all the lies before me, well, I know what I will do for sure. Well, I pray, yes, I pray, the Lord will come and take my troubles away.
Coming Alive, written by Jim Eldridge and starring Carl Howman as Terry King and Phyllis Logan as Sandra Gaines. Part 1. Coming Out.
Right, my turn. I spy, with my little eye, something beginning with a B.
Brick?
No.
I'll give up.
What do you mean you give up? You've only just started.
Well, I run out of words.
Think, come on. B.
I can't think of none.
Well, of course you can. There's blanket.
Oh, blanket?
No.
Well, you said it was.
No, I didn't. I said blanket to show you a word in this cell that begins with B.
Oh.
Now, come on, there aren't many things left in the cell that begin with a B.
B. Belly.
No, it's bowl.
Where?
There. The toilet bowl.
But that begins with T.
Not the bowl doesn't.
Well, you shouldn't have told me. I'd have got it.
Eventually, maybe, but I'm due out tomorrow. We don't have the time.
Oh, where are you going?
Grove Hill Farm.
Ah, a farm, eh?
Yeah. Fresh air. Out of the city. Who was it who said, a God made the country, a man made the town? It was William Cowper.
Oh. Which block's he in?
He's not in any block. He's been dead for 200 years.
Oh.
One of the advantages of working in the prison library.
Yeah, I wish I could get a job in there.
Well, being able to read is usually a necessary qualification.
I do read.
Words, as well as pictures.
Well, I'll pick things up easy.
I know you do. That's why you're in here. This time tomorrow, Grove Hill Farm.
Let me put it bluntly, Miss Gaines. You were wrong to do it.
I know what I'm doing, Mr. Preston.
It's not a case of knowing what you were doing. It's the fact that I am the head of this social services department and I wasn't informed.
But you weren't here. You were away at a conference.
Then you shouldn't have taken this man,
King, Terry King.
Then you shouldn't have taken him on. Haven't we got enough trouble on Grove Hill without putting a convict in charge of the community centre?
He's coming out on licence.
The idea of conducting this experiment with a con artist, the most devious, the most cunning
He's not. Mr. Wade assures me.
Yes, of course Mr. Wade assures you. These parole officers are all the same. He's been landed with this experiment in prisoner care. Now he wants to get the problem off his desk and onto ours. Whose idea was this, anyway?
The original initiative came from the probation service.
Oh, the probation service, yes. I might have known. These people have no idea.
It's one way of dealing with the overcrowding in prisons.
Yes, letting them out.
Under supervision.
Under our supervision. Taking up our time.
I thought we were all in this together.
Did you? Well, it's about time you realised, Ms. Gaines, that your first responsibility is to the people who pay your salary. Which is not the probation service and not the parole board, but the Department of Social Services.
That centre on Grove Hill
comes officially under the Borough Council and at best under the Department of the Environment. It is the least of our concerns. But this is no longer a welfare state, Ms. Gaines. This is a business. And the sooner you wake up and realise that, the better.
His personal belongings are all signed for, Mr. Wade.
Good, good. I've been meaning to get in, but, well, you know how it is.
Prisoner 692793, King Terence, sir.
I love it when you say that. Makes me sound like a lesser-known member of the royal family.
Shut it, King.
Now, I'm not in here anymore.
Oh, yes, you are. 'Cause while you're out, you're in.
Interesting philosophical point there, Daffy.
Shut it! There you are, Mr. Wade. He's very much all yours.
Hey, nice motor, this. How much did they rush you for it?
£6,000.
6,000? You're joking.
Well, it's got everything. Electric windows, central locking, airbag.
Yeah, but... Oh, I don't want to upset you, but... I could have got it for you for
4,000?
Yeah, straight up. 3 without the wheels.
Without the wheels?
Well, I mean, these particular wheels. See, what they've done, they've put the price up because they've slapped these chrome molly hubs on. But frankly, they're not all they're cracked up to be.
They're not?
No. I picked all this up from a bloke I met inside he was in the motor trade. He told me that he could pick up a set of wheels exactly the same as any known make, but 4 times the quality for half the price. And do you know why?
Because he'd stolen them?
No. All absolutely legal. Because they're Chinese.
Chinese?
Chinese wheels.
I've never heard of Chinese wheels.
Well, no one has. That's the beauty of it. But in a year's time, according to this bloke, you won't be able to buy Chinese wheels for 5 times the price.
I don't want to appear suspicious.
No, think of it a minute. Which is the oldest wall in the world?
Hadrian's?
No, the Great Wall of China. And which is the oldest form of cutlery in the world?
The knife?
No, the chopstick. And which language is spoken by more people than any other?
Chinese?
Chinese, exactly. And 1,000 million Chinese can't all be wrong. We are talking about a nation that produces things that last forever. Believe me, these wheels will outlast any car they're put on.
I still think it sounds a bit dubious.
It's all legal and above board and a bargain. And luckily, because not many people have got wise to the Chinese wheels yet, I can do you a set through someone I know for only £200. And that's for the whole 4.
Yes?
Miss Gaines?
Yes?
Kenneth Wade. We spoke on the phone.
Oh, yes. And this is...
Terry King. Pleased to meet you.
Miss Gaines is the social worker I told you about.
Right.
I thought, well, as this is your pigeon, so to speak, that if you outlined to Terry what the actual project entailed.
OK. I don't know what you've been told already about the terms of the community custodial scheme.
Well, not a lot, really. I know that I'm doing my last year working outside, doing good for society.
Yes. Well, basically, it's a cross between community service and being released on licence.
Oh, right.
The thing is, with this particular scheme, it's very new, and at the moment we're one of the areas piloting it. But if it's shown to succeed, there's a good chance of it being adopted nationwide.
You mean a building society takes it up?
No.
Sorry.
If you fail, then you could be letting down thousands of other people for whom this could be a way out of prison.
I see. So I'm a bit of an experiment.
Right. For this particular experiment, you'll spend the last year of your sentence working on Grove Hill Farm.
Yes, Mr. Wade told me about that. And I'm really looking forward to it. I used to go out to the country when I was a kid and would see all these farms with all the animals.
One moment, please.
Yes?
Mr. Wade, what exactly have you told Terry about the work he'll be doing?
Well, I really have been very busy.
I see.
It's not one of these experimental farms, is it? I mean, animals with lots of heads. And...
Grove Hill Farm is a council estate in this borough. There's a community centre on it which has been, well, let go, I suppose is the best way of putting it.
Especially after the riot.
Riot?
There was a riot in the estate a few weeks ago.
What, a real riot?
I'm afraid so. And the centre was damaged.
Badly?
It was burnt.
Burnt? What, down?
Relatively superficial damage, but as the centre was already in some need of repair work...
It's a tip.
And that is your job, to untip it. Before we go any further, I'll need some information about you for the official files.
Well, far away. What do you want to know?
Well, the main concern that critics of this scheme have aired is the danger.
You mean it's dangerous? The riots are just part of it?
Danger from the offenders.
Oh.
So, do you have any convictions for violence?
Well, certainly not.
Mr. King is a confidence trickster.
No, I am not.
Well, yes, you are. Well, Isn't that what you went to jail for?
No, I went to jail because of a miscarriage of justice.
Oh?
I was selling luxury handmade patio sunbeds with inbuilt jacuzzis for the upwardly mobile. Hundreds of other firms do it, and they don't get sent to jail.
Yes, but you never actually made any of these patio sunbeds.
No, I know. I was going to as soon as I had the premises.
But people had paid you for them.
Deposits only. Venture capital. Trouble was, I got done by the bloke who was making the sunbeds. He claims it was a design fault on the jacuzzi, but
I think I get the picture. As it happens, I don't think any of the people in Grove Hill are in a position to be fleeced over buying a hand-built patio sunbed with or without
I
jacuzzi.
did not fleece anybody. It was a serious business venture.
Of course it was. Anyway, if we can get back to the present rather than harp on the problems of the past.
Yeah. Time present and time past are both perhaps in time future. T.S. Eliot.
Sorry?
Burnt Norton. The Four Quartets.
Yeah. I did the library in prison. Lots of time to read.
I see.
Did you know that T.S. Eliot is an anagram of toilets?
I'm sure he'd be fascinated to know that. Can we get back to the subject in hand?
Of course.
Now, I think it might be a good idea if we started by taking Terry along to the centre and showed him around.
Well, actually, I have an appointment at 1, and it's... well, let's see. Heavens, is that the time?
Then perhaps I'd better take Terry there my own. We can compare notes later.
Would you mind? My case file is so overloaded. Right, well, I'll catch up with you later, Terry. I'll leave you in Miss Gaines' capable hands.
Bye.
We'll compare notes later. Bye.
He's good at getting out of things, isn't he? They could have done with him on the escape committee in the Nick.
Shall we go? My car's downstairs.
Yeah? What sort of wheels has it got?
So, what's your personal status?
Huh?
Are you married?
I was. She left me when I got sent to prison.
Over the jacuzzis?
No, this was another time. And before, 8 years ago.
I thought this was your first jail term.
Well, it is as such, but I've been on remand before. And don't forget, on remand you can spend as much time in jail as some people do when they get sentenced. It's the system that's to blame.
Oh, really? Not too many people committing too many crimes?
You're not very sympathetic for a social worker, are you?
I'm sympathetic to genuine cases.
I am a genuine case. I come from a poor background as well, you know. I was just trying to better myself, improve my circumstances by a bit of business flair. These tycoons in the city do it and they get knighthoods.
Oh, Sir Terry King.
Yeah, well, I don't see why not. It's just about scale. You do a scam on the stock market that nets you a fortune and you're respectable, even though millions of people may have lost their life savings to get you the money. You do the same thing for £100 and you get your collar felt.
So the sunbeds was a scam?
I never said that. I thought it was a genuine business opportunity. Anyway, what about you?
What about me, what?
Well, are you married?
Why?
Well, just interest, I mean. There's a Ladybird book lying on the back seat and My Little Pony beside it. Either you've got young taste for your age or there's a little girl somewhere in the frame.
My daughter, Gail. She's 6 years old.
Nice.
I think she is. And what else have you deduced, Sherlock Holmes?
Well, no ring on your finger. Mind you, that doesn't mean a lot.
Actually, Mr. King...
Terry, please. You called me Terry before.
That was before you got personal.
You were asking me personal questions.
I am doing it for official reasons. I need to know who I'm dealing with.
All right, but I'm not allowed to, eh? Those who are oppressed have no rights.
The prison library again?
No, I saw it painted on a wall at King's Cross.
Well, here we are.
Hello, what's happening?
Get away. I think they're using the centre for target practice.
Well, we'll soon put a stop to that.
Nah, you missed, man, you missed.
Oi, you two! What do you think you're up to?
Gobblers!
Oi, that nearly hits me!
Did
you see that?
Oh, let them go. You don't want to get into trouble for chasing after kids.
Well, I could have been injured. It might have smashed your car.
Welcome to Grove Hill Farm. Come on, let's go in. Well, this is it.
Lovely.
That door at the end goes to a room at the back of the stage. Over there is the kitchen.
Good. I could do with a cuppa.
Oh, you'll have a job. The electric points are all broken.
Oh.
As you can see, the windows need repairing and that door's broken. The false ceiling's coming down over there. The plumbing's out of action because the toilets were torn out in the riot.
Was this before or after they set fire to the place?
Well, they didn't actually set fire to the building. It was one of the outside porter cabins that was burnt down. The riot didn't actually damage the building itself.
You mean it looked like this before the riots?
Yeah.
Oh, stroll on.
The problem was that it wasn't used much. Well, not for legal purposes anyway. But it does have a lot of potential.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they could knock it down and use it for a car park.
And then you'd still be in prison instead of here.
True.
One day this place will come alive again.
You mean it was alive before?
Oh, yeah. When the estate was first built, years ago. Oh, there was everything here. Dances, music, evening courses, bingo.
What happened?
Oh, money ran out.
No, it's got to be more to it than that. You don't need money to run a bingo session.
People stopped coming. All the things that can go wrong with an estate started to go wrong. The old people began to feel afraid to go out at night. There's no money to pay for someone to look after this place during the day. So the vultures moved in and picked it to pieces. But this place could make a difference if it works.
Bingo again.
Everything. Music, concerts, evening classes, day classes for the people who are stuck at home with nothing to do, a creche.
Oh, no. Changing nappies isn't my style.
It doesn't have to be you. All I want is to get it up and running and then we can bring in other people. I want to bring government schemes in, jobs.
Hey. This place means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Grove Hill Farm has got a reputation as one of the worst estates in the borough. The people who live here hate it. This centre can change that. It can make the people here be proud of themselves again. We do our best, but it's a slow job. One thing at a time. We've got to start somewhere, so we'll start here.
Well, I'll do my best. I promise. Right, I suppose I'll better get on with it. Well, at least start listing the damage.
That should keep you occupied for a while.
True.
I've got to get back to the office. More meetings. Hopefully you'll be all right here on your own. Here are the keys to the place.
Right. Does it really need locking up with all these broken windows?
That can be the first on your list. I'll be back about 4 to take you to your accommodation.
Oh, that's a relief. I thought I was going to have to bunk down here.
You'll find any cleaning materials you need in the cupboard, unless they've been stolen.
Right.
I'll see you about 4 then.
Yeah. Oh, which cupboard? Which cupboard? All right, then, I'll find it myself. Right, let's have a look. See what we got here. Kitchen. Remains of. Room of unknown use. Remains of. Empty. Aye.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Who the hell are you?
Steve the Man Addison. It's my office.
What do you mean, your office? How did you get in here?
I got my own entrance. That door over there, that's my padlock on the outside.
But what are you doing here?
I work here.
Work? What's all this lot? Car stereos, speakers,
car spares. Have a look at these. Chinese Italian hubcaps.
Chinese?
Chromoly.
Chromoly? They're the best, aren't they? Last for years.
Yeah, that's the ones. Come off a Ferrari. The whole set, perfect nick. Yours for 20 quid.
20 quid? Hang on. There's only 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they look great on a Reliant Robin.
Yeah, come on. Look, I'm not interested. And for your information, as of now, I'm taking over this place. It's going to be repaired and turned back into a community centre.
Why?
Why? Because that's what's going to happen, that's why. And we'll start by getting all these nicked car parts off the premises.
They are not nicked. They're salvage.
Look, I don't care what you call them. I want you and all of this stuff out.
But it's my business.
Where is he?
He's this way.
Oh, hello. What's going on out there?
Where is he?
He came in here. What? Excuse me.
Hey, where you going?
I'll see you later.
No, this place is...
That's him. That's the bloke.
Eh?
Right, you creep.
Hang on. What's going on here?
You went after my brother here.
No, I never.
Yes, you did.
Chasing kids, eh? Well, I'm gonna smash your face.
Hey, hang on. I was not chasing him.
Yes, you was.
Yes. But not to bash him.
What for, then?
What for? To give him his money back.
Money? What money?
He dropped it. I saw him as I got out of the car. I called after him, but he legged it.
Eh?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a £5.
No, it wasn't. It was 50p. Here it is. Now, you make sure you look after it next time.
You never told me you dropped any money. You said he chased you.
Well, he did.
Look, I've got to work in this place. I'm hardly likely to go around beating kids up in a place I've got to be, am I?
It was definitely a £5 I dropped. I reckon he nicked the other £4.50.
I think I'll hit him anyway.
No, hang on. I only got out of Nick this morning. Do you want to put me back inside already?
The Nick.
He's lying.
You want to bet?
What was you in for?
GBH. Yeah, but it wasn't my fault. Now, the jury agreed on that. The other bloke started it.
Started what?
It was last year. I was out for a drive with this woman. I didn't know she was married. I mean, you don't ask, do you?
No.
Anyway, her old man turns up and catches us in her car. And before I know what was happening, he goes for the car with a pickaxe.
Go out.
Straight up. Puts the windows in, slashes the tyres.
With a pickaxe?
Sharp things, pickaxes.
Certainly are. I put one through my foot once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there you are then. And he starts having a go at me with it, through the broken window. So I had a go at him. Self-defence, right?
Right.
The old Bill tried to pin attempted murder on me.
Attempted murder?
Yeah. Well, when I do a bloke, I do a bloke. Lucky for me, this bloke had a history of violence. So I got off with 12 months.
So what are you doing here?
I'm serving the rest of my sentence. It's some scheme or other, acclimatising me to normal society, they call it. Oh, look at the time. I better get on. They'll be here in a minute to check on me.
Who will?
The old Bill. Part of the terms of me being allowed out, they have to keep an eye on me all the time.
Right, well, we'd better leave you to it then, eh? Come on, Whizzer, don't hang about.
I still reckon it was a £5.
Shut your face and come on!
Yeah, I'll see ya. See ya. Look, if you see the old Bill on your way out, tell him I'm in here.
Yeah, right, yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
Oh. Nice one, mate.
Oh, you've decided to make a reappearance, have you, Mr. Budget Car Mart? And where did you disappear to, mate?
Hiding. I've seen Hob in action.
Hob?
Yeah, the big stupid one. Here, was she really inside for GPH?
None of your business. Now, start getting that stuff out of here.
You ain't serious.
I am, I told you. I'm not having nicked car parts in my community centre.
They are not nicked.
I don't care. I want them out.
This is my living. Where am I going to put them?
Where are you going to put... Well, take them home with you.
I haven't got a home.
Oh, you don't mean you live here as well?
All right, I have got a home. I can't put this lot there. My dad don't even like me being there. He certainly ain't going to jump for joy if I bring this lot round.
Well, I don't like them here. And nor will the council when they find out what's going on.
Where are they going to find out?
Because there's going to be things going on here. Concerts, dances, bingo, a day centre for the elderly.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I can hardly see them doing the old military two-step between a load of steering wheels and old car seats.
All right. What am I going to do with the cars, though?
What cars?
Well, I've got a few old cars behind this place. I can't move them.
Why not?
For a start, most of them ain't got any wheels. I mean, if you leave wheels on a car around here, they get nicked.
We'll stick the wheels back on then.
Well, then most of them ain't got any engines either, so it's not a lot of use.
I don't believe this. This place is a knacker's yard for dead cars.
Oh, there's good scrap value in them, though. Hey, we could go into partnership.
What? Look, listen, please. I am obviously not making myself clear here. 1, I want all this junk out. And 2, I want you out. O-U-T twice. Got it?
Wait a minute, before you make any hasty decisions...
Oh, I've made it.
Out. I could be a big help to you.
Oh, how?
You're here to get this place going, right?
Right.
Well, to do that, you need someone who understands the estate.
Well, I've got someone. A social worker.
No, I don't mean knowing it officially. I mean knowing who does what, who owes who pulls strings, know what I mean? Who knows? Could be a few bob in it for both of us.
There ain't gonna be any bobs in it for either of us. I am serious. I am keeping my nose shiny clean.
All right. What about Ob? There's plenty of others like him around. You ain't going to be able to talk your way out of trouble every time. Be useful to know where it could be coming from.
And what's in it for you?
What deal? Until this place is up and running, I keep a little corner for me spares.
How big is a little corner?
Hardly any space at all. You won't even notice I'm here.
That's what Hitler said when he moved into Poland.
Come on. What'd you say?
Yeah, all right. But only such time as it's up and running. And if anyone cops what's going on, I don't know anything about it, right?
Deal. I think we're going to make this work.
Right. 20 to 4. Just about time.
Miss Gaines?
Oh, is it important, Mr. Preston? Only I'm due to collect Terry King from Grove Hill at 4 o'clock and take him to the halfway house.
Yes, well, I won't detain you.
Good.
Except to let you know that I've just come from a meeting of the Audit Committee.
Oh?
We've received a directive from our political masters. A swinging round of budget cuts. They've begun by cancelling all new initiatives, which of course includes those of your Mr. King.
No.
So I'm afraid that we won't need a place for him at the halfway house after all. Unfortunately, it looks like he goes back to prison. And you'd better scrap your plans for the community centre on Grove Hill. I'm really very sorry.
Coming Alive is written by Jim Eldritch. Carl Howman is Terry King, Phyllis Logan, Sandra Gaines, Ben Crow, Steve Addison, Geoffrey Whitehead, Mr. Wade, David Holt, Mr. Preston, Chris Pavlo, George, Giles Fagan, Whizzer, and Harry Myers, Hob.
Gonna do what I can to make things turn out right, 'cause there ain't nobody here who can show me the light, and I pray, yes I pray, the Lord will come and take my troubles.
Coming Alive is directed by Marilyn Imrie, and the song is sung by Jacqueline Dankworth. You can hear part 2 at the same time next week.
That was Series 1, Episode 1 entitled Coming Out. Here's Coming Alive as originally broadcasted on January 1999. Well, that's it this hour. We will have more in the next hour on Air Checks.